movie, I'm just going to introduce myself and a couple of people here who have had a very significant role in the production. So to start with, my name's Shay Douglas. Yay! And I just wanted to express my gratitude for Sky and the team who have hosted us tonight. Big thank you. This is a wonderful venue for artists, musicians, that supported a lot of local artists over the last many years. 5 years, there you go. Wonderful venue. We're really grateful to show one of our art pieces that we've been working on together. Took us 2 years. This is Thomas Louth. He's, big round of applause. Thomas is one of my best friends. We grew up together playing football since we were 7 years old and going to school together here locally in Cairns High School. And this has been a really joyful project to work on with you, Tom, and going on many adventures with some really great people who are joining us in this room, such as Jay Jackson and Annalise Horton, who are joining us tonight. They're featured in the film, and they're doing wonderful things in the world. And just like many of you in this room, we're all doing wonderful things in our own unique, wonderful way, expressing our art through our jobs and our careers and our gardens and our music and all the beautiful ways that our heart gets to express what's going on for us and how we're feeling. We're also joined tonight by the Honey Pot, I believe it's called, upstairs. I think they're doing a bit of a dancing event, so that's what the thumps might be. But before we get into the film, I just wanted to express my gratitude for all of you guys for showing up to come in and seeing this film. Really grateful that you've chosen to, welcome, that you guys are supporting, local artists, local musicians, local people. This film now has been viewed by over 20,000 people. Woo! And yeah, 2 people a couple hundred times, but that's okay. Really excited to share that because we've done a lot of events now. We did one last night. We had about 50 to 60 people at a private venue. We've hosted a lot of online events to bring people together and share a positive message and inspire others to also work towards a positive future in a changing time. And we just recently, really excited to share this news, but a very good family friend is a professor at a university, and she's now using the film as a course curriculum for her study. So every year around 700 cohort of students will use the film to explore the multidisciplinary action of supporting the environment and engaging in change. So this is really gives me chills because I'm really excited to share, and I got a lot of excitement around the impact that such a creative art piece can have on many people. And sometimes, because I know many of us in this room are all active agents of change, and it's often that we may plant seeds in many different places, and actually we have no idea the impact that may have on someone's life, and many years later we may be graced just with one simple reminder or testimony or share that really we start to realize how impactful just little actions can really be. And I mean, one story. Do you mind if I share one quick story with you guys, and then we'll watch the film? And then after we watch the film, we'll have a bit of a discussion and a couple of questions, and we want to invite you guys to also be a part of that conversation, as well as Jay and Annalise will join Tom and I and all of yous. But back to the story. Well, the reason I was sharing that timeline is just because we got to wrap it up tonight by 8, thanks to Sky, so we've got another musician band coming in. But the toilets and showers, I forgot to mention, will also be at the back if you need to go. And the menu tonight, I highly recommend going and checking it out. But in 2019, I was at one of my favourite festivals that I'd been going to since I was a young boy. It starts on the 27th of December, which is my birthday. So I used to go to this festival and think, oh my, what a best birthday this is, all these people coming to celebrate with me. And 80,000 people, yeah. Woodford Folk Festival. Has anyone been there? Know it? Love it? It's the best time ever. Life-changing experience. Very creative, artistic place. And I remember, if you've been there, you'll know, because on New Year's Eve you make it all the way up to or New Year's Day rather, it's the sunset, to sit on the hill and you watch the sunrise in the morning. And I remember it was a very late night because I wanted to do the 3-minute silence and stay up all night. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go to bed for 2 hours, wake up at 4, walk up the hill, get the hill to see the sunrise and be there with all my friends and watch the sunrise. It was great. It was the best time ever. I was super tired. And then I remember, it's 10 minutes. And then Dr. Bruce Lipton is going to be speaking on one of the main stages. And I was like, I've got to go, I've got to get there. And I was super tired, but that was like the signal, the timing. And I remember sitting there watching it. I had my camera because I wanted to record it. I just wanted to capture this moment of this transmission of this man who's just, collated such a archive of just wise, studies and embodied wisdom, and just the opportunity to witness this man in his element, share his magic. And I was blown away because I was joined by the other 80,000 people at the festival to listen to what this man had to share, and it was wonderful. It was fantastic, like life-changing moment. And it was at the end when I was there, and I was like, he was coming down gracefully just to come and meet the people. And most people had kind of gone off at that time, and luckily my dad was there. He was encouraging me. He's like, go and chat to him, go and ask for him, get a photo or something. And so I went up to him, and finally I just wanted to say thank you. I got your book. I really love your work, and really grateful. And I, at that moment I had this like spurt of electricity come through me of courage. Has anyone had that when you just get that moment? You're like, your heart's racing, but you just feel like, this is the moment, a special moment. And I asked him, I said, do you mind if I loved your presentation, I love your books, but I've got a couple more questions that I really want to ask you. Would you mind spending a moment with me one-on-one, and where I can do an interview with my camera and film you? It's like, it's a moment, and yeah, I just thought I would be bold and go for it. And I was absolutely blown away with his generosity. He was like, yeah, absolutely, no worries, let's do it, come on. I was like, okay, this is cool. This is at the same time, his assistant was like, you got 10 minutes, 10 minutes and that's it. And how many questions? Only one question. You got one question. And so I was like, okay. And I was panicking a bit. I was a bit stressed because I was like just grabbing my bags and my camera, and all the microphones were just tangled, and we're trying to find a spot where we can do it away from the noise, and we're marching around, and it's like, oh my God. Finally we found the spot, and he's like, okay, time's ticking, you got 10 minutes, time's going. I'm like, oh my God, quick, trying to get the camera set up and find the light, and like stressing. I was like, what am I going to ask him? I didn't even have a question. What am I going to ask this guy? I didn't think he would say yes, It was like, so finally I was like, just take a deep breath, and I'm sitting here with this man, just really feeling graced. And it was in that moment it just kind of came through me, and I got to ask him 2 questions. I was like, I squeezed that one in there, snuck it in. But I asked him, I said, you've laid out this beautiful presentation, showed us a lot of the truth of what's going on in the world, some of the challenges, great challenges that we're faced with as a human family here. Doesn't exclude anyone. We're all going through many different challenges and problems in a changing world, and I just asked him, for some sense of hope and inspiration for the next generation coming through. And some of the things that he shared, I'm not going to share with you now, but obviously you're going to see in the film, really blew me away. And the question that I asked him, which I now often ask, many of you will know that on Earth Heroes TV, we got multiple podcasts, but it's the same question I ask like every person that I get to interview, have the pleasure to sit with. And we've got a gift for you at the end of the film as well for checking out more of Bruce Lipton's work and many others' amazing work on Earth Heroes TV, which is an online TV platform. But I essentially had the moment, and it came, and I said, because right at the end of his presentation, there was a realization. The message was that everything, all the damage, all the trauma, all the problems and conflicts there is healable, and we can change it. And so I said to him, if we lived in a world that was on a path for total enlightenment, what kind of world would that look like? To live in that space where we were each or in pursuit of a journey of, making it to nirvana and creating a world that everyone, had equal opportunity for abundance and frivolity. And so I'm not going to tell you what he said, because he's going to tell you himself. And I just want to give a big thanks again for Thomas Louth for being the mastermind, literally, behind this production, because the hours of editing that's required for any short video takes a lot of commitment, dedication, and creativity. Because the last thing I will share with you before we start the film is Alfred Hitchcock. Does anyone know him? He was like the first director of the world. Anyway, he started motion pictures. And he says, in Hollywood productions, the director is God. So in a Hollywood movie, we've got Orlando Bloom here. We've got directors coming over from US. God is the director. He's in control of the scene. But in documentary filmmaking, which is what Tom and I embarked on, which is a whole nother story on its own, God is the director. And that's a testimony to this journey that we've been on, because we had no idea what we were in for, and we had no idea what it would turn out like. And here we are today with this wonderful 1 hour and 11 minutes magical journey of 2 years in the making, and I'm so grateful to share it with you all. Thank you all for making it here tonight. Appreciate all of your time and your energy, and I hope you enjoy.
Step out of the system and create a new system.
Us as people caring for the land, doing this together for our future, and then this becomes this.
We are not the victims, we are the co-creators.
All of these man-made constructs of status and money and power and worrying about what everybody thinks about you all of the time, it's all man-made bullshit. You get somebody into the garden and show them how simple life can be. Build yourself a little shack, put a seed in the ground, water it. A week later, come back and harvest it and eat it. We've overcomplicated things.
Keep up with the habits, keep up with the awareness, and keep up with the learning, because the tide will turn.
An enlightened planet would be tantamount to living a heaven on earth experience, a honeymoon experience as people fall in love. And when they fall in love, how much they appreciate everything in their world around them.
I say let's evolve, but let's evolve healthily and happily and harmoniously.
Oh, happy, healthy, harmoniously.
And that's what open love is all about, living in harmony.
Some of the ancient tribes that mention of the rainbow people coming together with the cultural people in these times to share their love for Earth and regenerate Earth, when they were calling the young people the Regeneration.
The future holds a lot of potential for millennials, because the future is we have to return to be gardeners, and all the new technologies that will manifest to how can we clean up the air, the water, the land, take care of the people. It's just waiting for a population of young people to come in and say, I'm motivated to make a better world, and then you're in the right place.